Introducing the 3-part options course with Hans Albrecht. Get access for free by scanning this QR code or clicking on the link in the description.
Guys, welcome back. Hope you had a great day. So last week you can see that we discussed 2 scenarios, and you can see that our hunch ended up being right, that you ended up at the bottom of this channel, and now we're pushing into the top of this channel here and into the 2-fib. You can see here, this is our wave 1, this is our wave 2, our wave 3 came down for a wave 4. Now we're pushing into the wave 5. So some possible targets for that wave 5. You can see it's the 1.23 fib at 6110. We could have some kind of selling there, but I don't think this is done yet. I think we will have a little bit of digestion. We could base here, and then we could push a little more before we come down. So I am still thinking that we draw a channel this way. We push into the top of this channel before coming down. You can see this is the bottom of the channel. So we are still a little bit undone in the channel. And again, bigger picture, if this can be considered a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then you can see here, this is our 1, 2, 3, 4. Either this is our A, this is our B wave. We come down for a C before we go up for that 5, or as mentioned, as long as we stay above this 5700, we're very likely in that 5. So again, you can see here that target would be 6230 and 6454. But yeah, we are getting extended, so we need to watch out. The longer we spend time above this channel, the greater a risk of pullback. So yeah, let's wait and see. Again, if we consider this a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we do have a lot more to go. Again, my bear pivot would be 5700. With that being said, the Qs, as we discussed, have been lagging SPX, right? In the context of that, you can see here, this is what we drew, right? In the context of that, we still do have, right? You can see this is the channel. On QQQ, we still have some ways to go on QQQ all the way up here. So I would say any pullback possibly gets bought till the market pushes up into that 550 level to the top of that channel. Because I do think that we are lagging, in which case you can see here this bear case. This point doesn't look likely. This could worst case be an ABC, but again, that would be the 10% probability scenario. If this is an ABC, then we will find resistance here. You can see here this purple line. We have a little more upside in both cases, and we will find resistance and come down. However, if this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then we still have to finish the third wave, go down, and then go up, finish up like this. So yeah, I still think, given the seasonality of it, we're probably doing the blue. But yeah, I'm watching for the purple as well. The same would kind of apply to SPX. As we discussed, is you could see here the blue still would be likely if given the seasonality, but I'm also watching for this to be if this is an ABC. Let's see here. This is our A wave, our B wave, and C wave. If this is our ABC, we're likely gonna find resistance soon. So we need to hold above 5900, try to base above it to keep the blue wave going higher. But it's a lot more clear on Qs. SPX is a lot more extended, but yeah, that pattern is a lot more clear on Qs. And go back to the chart of IWM, you can see the same. The red was invalidated, and we're trying to gap up and go towards the blue. You can see here, this is a resistance. We've gapped over it. As long as we hold above 225, we should continue pushing into 250, 260. So that's the reason I think that, like in the blue patches, you can see we're just kind of breaking out. IWM was almost a year-long consolidation. So if this is indeed a breakout, again, break 225 and we can go back to the bear plot, start discussing it. We would just come back into this channel. But if this, you can see here, this is a 1-year breakout of this flag. So if this is indeed a breakout, then it's very likely going to have a very bullish couple of months. That's the reason we need to watch out. This week will be important. If we base and go, then we're likely bullish at the end of the year, right? If we don't and we start to break, then we're going to come back into the channel. Some clues, again, the dollar here is actually still holding on. I thought we would kind of digest for that wave too. I mean, this was fine, but this is holding a bit stronger than I'd expect. If this is a 1, 2 and we're in a 3, 4, 5, then the dollar indeed is very strong. And you can see here, I mentioned this is an ABC. And I am looking for this to kind of hit the 108, 109 area. But as you can see here, let's see. If we do continue to stay above 105, then we can push into the 106.5 next. But yeah, I do think that a wave two is necessary unless this was the wave two. Yeah, I would like a lot more data. My brain is kind of inconclusive, right? But I know the trend we're headed to the 108.7 is. So let's look at the 10-year next. So on chart of the 10-year, we try to spike above, but we are still holding within that 4.4 region. So till we break above 4.4, we could come down digest base sideways before it's ready to break out on the 10-year. The wicks, however, had a more beautiful tell on the market. You can see here that 23 region I pointed out rejection, and as soon as we broke down from this 21.6, we had massive selling. So that was a nice move. On the wicks again, now you can see the support here is at 14.3. If you don't hold that, then the market is likely bullish and VIX will likely come down into 10.4. So you could have an oversold bounce here, right? Digest on the market, but once you start to break that down, you're likely going to come back into that 11 region on VIX. So yeah, with that being said, let's look at this week's watch list. The first thing I have is Microsoft. The reason for that is I think it's lagging the broader market. I think this could have been our A, our B, our C, and again, this was another an A, a B, a C. So this, if you can see here, this is our supply zone. If we manage to break above 425, 426, I think we're very likely gonna push up to the top of that channel. You can see here, my right path, I had us coming down and then I have us bouncing again. Except I think we could push up like this to the top of this channel. So yeah, as long as you break over this 425, 426, we should easily be able to run up to 450, 455, which you can see here. We do have an unfilled gap from the time we gap down. So that bit of a gap is at above 450. So yeah, 450 is how much I see. And the top of the channel is about 465. So yeah, you can use this. So far, this is our digestion zone, 425, and all the way down to 400. If you break 400, this would be a head and shoulders breakdown, and you would have much lower targets into 435. Otherwise, this could be a head and shoulders fake out continuation into the top of the channel at 450, 460. So that's why I have Microsoft. The next one I have is Lulu. I have discussed how I think this is a wave four. So this is where ideally I'd expect a rejection, and you can see that we did have some selling last Friday. So even on the smaller time frame, you can see as long as we hold below this 314, 313, this is a continued sell-off into the 300 region. But if you can break that 300, this would be our ABC. If you can break this 300 region, then you can have a bigger picture sell-off for the wave five. But yeah, till we break this 300 to 90, we don't have a confirmation, but it is on the verge of a breakdown. So you can keep an eye on Lulu. The next one I have is again, I want to just bring up Boeing. We failed the breakdown. Again, we came back to the bottom of the channel, and now it's going to try again. I mean, at some point, it's going to bite. That's why I'm going to keep bringing it up, because the time it does, it's going to have a very expensive move. So the breakout I'm still looking for is about 157. It needs to hold above 157 for Boeing to break out. So far, you can see we are struggling about that 157, 158. What we do is we go up there, we reject, and we come back down. That's the reason you can see that I have this drawn as the supply zone on Boeing. So yeah, you can keep an eye and see if we break out this week. If we do, we can push up to 171. If we don't, we're still gonna keep forming this pennant, and I'm gonna keep bringing it up till we break out, because I think it's having a very nice squeeze. It's just a matter of time for when it breaks out. And similarly, Mara, you can see that Bitcoin, I showed you how it was in a bull flag and it tried, and now it's breaking out. And you can see its other constituents like coin and MSTR are trying to move higher for that wave five. You can see here on MSTR, this is our wave one, our wave two, pushing higher. This is almost about to be done with wave three. I'm not for wave four before it goes up for that wave five. But you can see on Mara, we're still hanging towards this downtrend. So we've yet to break out like the rest of its constituents, which is why if it can get above 19.520 here on Mara, you can see it has a very nice move into 25.26 and has a bunch of short interest. So you can keep an eye on this. You can see here, this is kind of the structure Mara is in. So if it can break out of this area, it has a lot of space with not a lot of resistance above. But if it fails and breaks down, then again, not a lot of space and a lot of selling below. So yeah, that's all I have for this week's watch list. And I also want to bring up LVS. It worked well last week, and now we need to see a continuation. You can see this is support, and this is where it gapped up. So if we do end up breaking 50, we should easily be able to come down into 48 and fill the other gap at 45. So yeah, keep an eye on this. This could end up being a continued short if China remains weak as a theme. Thank you.
Subscribe to LaDuc Trading YouTube channel for more Wolf's weekly wave list videos and other content.